Hello students, welcome to Pandey Economics classes. This is video number 58 and this is the last video of the chapter infrastructure. In this chapter we have discussed about the different point of view related to economic development. We have discussed about the two infrastructure which are very important for the development of any economy like economic infrastructure and social infrastructure. In the context of social infrastructure, we are continue discussing since the last 3 or 4 video. Today this discussion is going to be end because in with this video we will cover and we will end up this topic, and from the next video we will start the new chapter. Children, what is the new in this video? So children, in this video there are two different points. From the exam point of view, these 2 points are very important. I would like to try to explain both these points separately. Either both the points are related to each other but still they are different. So the first point on which we will discuss is medical tourism. I will tell you what is the meaning of medical tourism, what were the advantages, what are the future, or it is growing sector or non-growing sector, it is useful or non-useful, right? Next point on which we will discuss is GBD. In short, its full form is global burden of disease. I will also tell you what is the meaning of global burden of disease and why these 2 points are important. So children, before proceeding further in this video, let me tell you why these 2 points are important for you. So children, these 2 different points are just like 2 different questions. You may get a question in the exam related to medical tourism. For example, there is a question, explain the growing sector of medical tourism in India, or it may be a question like that, what are the future of medical tourism in India. And next question may be explain global burden of disease. So most of the time I have noticed that many of the students ignore this type of points given in the book, but this time children, I want that you don't miss any type of important point related to the topic or from the exam point of view, because the motive of Pandey Economics classes is to giving you comprehensive knowledge or comprehensive coverage of all the topic. So let's get started. So children, medical tourism. Children, many of the time you have noticed or you have seen that for a particular disease the doctor is not available in your city. In that case, what will you do? Obviously you will have to visit another city where that particular doctor is available, or another doctor which is specialized for treating the particular kind of diseases. So whenever a person, for the better treatment or for the better medical facilities, when a person visit the other city or other state, okay, it is a normal thing, it is nothing. But when a patient move from one country to another country for better treatment or for better medical facilities, this is known as medical tourism. Let's see what I have written on the board for you. So children, medical tourism, you start watching from here. Medical tourism is choosing to travel outside your local area. Okay, whenever you travel from your local area to outside or to another country for medical services, this is known as medical tourism. It is also known as medical travel or health tourism. So either you say medical tourism or you say health tourism or medical travel. All these 3 words similar in meaning. So don't be confused if in place of medical tourism, medical travel is written or health tourism is written. Okay. Children, medical tourism is a growing sector in India. It is expected to grow at the rate of 30%. So we can say that medical tourism is the growing sector of India, which is increasing by the 30% per annum. Children, since independence, with the effort taken by the government or for the introduction of privatization in health sector or medical sector, health services has become better in India in comparing the neighboring country like Pakistan, China, Nepal, Bhutan. These are our neighboring countries, and if we compare the medical facilities provided by these neighboring countries with our India, so we have little upper hand. Because of that, from these neighboring countries, every year millions of people are visiting India for better treatment, and this is known as medical tourism, and it is growing every year by the rate of 30% per annum. Why people are visiting India for medical treatment or for better treatment? The reason is, children, it is attractive for the patient from developed countries. Not only people are visiting India for better treatment from poor country or neighboring country, from all over the world people are visiting India. Even people are visiting India from the developed countries due to cost advantage. What do you mean by cost advantage? Cost advantage means, children, for example, for an operation, Indian doctor charges 50,000, but for the same operation in USA the doctor will charge 2 million, I am saying 2 million, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 4 lakh dollar, like that. So people of developed country visiting India because they are getting cost advantage. And for the patient from poor countries means like China, not China, like Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Nepal, okay, due to better quality of medical facilities. These people from the poor country visiting India because they are getting the better facilities in healthcare sector at low cost. See, cost of major surgeries in India is just 10% of that of developed countries. For example, for a simple surgery, if in USA, doctor charges $10,000, right? In India, the same surgery can be done by the 10% of this $10. So you divided it by 10 means of $1,000. So see, this is the cost advantage of the people visiting India from developed country, and for better facilities of the people visiting India from poor countries. There is a, children, see, it is growing sector. Why? Because in 2016, as many as, you see, 2,01,000 foreigners visited India for medical treatment, and this figure is likely to increase by 15% each year, right? So we can say medical tourism is a growing sector. It is increasing in India by 30% per annum, and the foreigners visited India for medical treatment in 2016 like 2,01,000, and every year it is likely to be increased by 15%. So every year the rate of visiting foreigners for medical treatment in India is increasing by the rate of 15%. It is a very good sign. Next point, children, it has been estimated that in 2020 India would have earned more than $500 billion a year through such medical tourism. So children, through the medical tourism, India is earning foreign currency also. We are earning foreign dollars, and that is good sign for India. So in 2020 we have earned $500 billion through medical tourism. It is a good sign for the development of Indian economy. Last point, children, is, however, due to restrictions on international travel in the light of COVID-19. So children, since 2029, due to COVID-19 pandemic and the restrictions of travel in the international restrictions on traveling, the actual earning is expected to be much less than the projected earning. Whatever we are projecting or whatever we were expecting that we will earn from the medical tourism is now less than the expectation due to the restrictions of international travel because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So children, I hope you must have understood what is the meaning of medical tourism and why this is a growing sector and what are the advantage of medical tourism. You can add some more point with yourself whenever you will understood these points, so you will be able to adding few more points. So this is the answer of the question related to medical tourism. Next point is, children, on which I wanted to discuss with you is global burden of disease. So what do you mean by global burden disease? So children, global burden disease is an indicator, right? This is an indicator to assess. What do we assess? We assess the number of premature deaths due to a particular diseases, or we can say due to a particular disease. So children, what do you mean by premature death? Premature death means, students, for example, during the 1947, at the time of independence, the average lifespan, average life or average year, we can say, of India was 32 years, right? Now it is around 70. So if a person dies after the 70 years, it is a mature death, we can say. But if a person die at the age of 25 or at the age before 70 year, it is called as premature death due to a particular disease. So if a person is dying because of a particular disease whose age is less than 70 years, it is known as a premature death. So global burden of disease is an indicator by which we assess the number of premature death due to a particular disease, and we also assess using the global burden of disease that the duration of disabilities. And I know, children, you have heard about what is the meaning of disabilities or what is the meaning of disability. So children, disability is a state of condition when you are not able to do anything, right? Because of diseases, you are just lying on a bed and you can't do anything. So this is the condition of disabilities. So children, the duration of disabilities of the person suffering from the diseases, right? So if a person is disabled for 2 weeks or 1 month because of any particular diseases, so this is known as disabilities of a person suffering from that diseases. So using the as I told you that global burden of disease is an indicator through which we assess the number of premature death due to a particular diseases, and we also assess the duration of disabilities of the person suffering from that disease. Next point is, children, what we assess using the global burden of disease, that is actually this point is not related to global burden. This point is related to global burden of disease, but it is not telling you about global burden. So children, it is related to this point, but which is not matching. Here the point is related to the global burden of disease. We can be proud of habitating 1/7 of the world population. So we can say if the population of the world is 100, if the population of the world is 100, so 1/7, so 1/7 means 100/7, and if you will divide 100 by 7, so you will get 7 means 7 and 3 and 0, 7 4 is 28, around 14%. 14% of the population habitating in India. So we can be proud of habitating 1/7 of the world population, but we also have the dubious distinction of carrying 20% of GBD, global burden of disease. Let me tell you, children, what is the meaning of dubious or dubious distinction. So children, dubious distinction means something that is not reliable, something that is not honest, or something that you don't like. So we can be happy because 1/7 of the population habitating in India, but we also have the dubious distinctions of carrying 20% of global burden of disease. So global burden, these 2 points, the 20% of these 2 points is found in India only. This is not the good data for India. Next point is that is related to global burden of diseases. A 2017 study shows nearly 2/3 of global burden of disease was caused by non-communicable diseases. Right? Earlier we were threatening from the communicable diseases, but the study which had taken in 2017, so nearly 2/3 of global burden of disease was caused by the non-communicable diseases. Non-communicable disease means the disease which is not spreaded with contact of each other or with person to person, right? So 2017 study shows nearly 2/3 of global burden of disease was caused by non-communicable diseases associated with heart. See, heart patients are increasing in India. Respiratory system, lungs, kidney, obesity and lifestyle, right? So in 2017 study, nearly 2/3 of the global burden of disease caused by the non-communicable diseases, that are the diseases are related to heart, respiratory system. Children, so respiratory system is organs which involve in breathing, like lungs, kidney, obesity and lifestyle, right? These are the region out of that 2/3 of the global burden of diseases caused by non-communicable diseases in India. Diarrhea, lower respiratory system and other common infectious diseases account for 1/6 of total death in India. So if total death of India is 100, so out of 1/6, so 1/6 means you divide it 100 by 6, so you will get 6 1 ja 6, 4 0 6 6 ja 36, so 16.66. so you can say out of 100, 17 death are caused because of common diseases. Common diseases means diarrhea is very common in infant, or we can say kids less than 1 year or less than 5 years. Lower respiratory system means children's like kidney, lungs, etc. and other common diseases. These are the bitter truth for India, students. Out of 4.1 million early death, you already know what is the meaning of early death, right? As earlier I told you what is the meaning of premature death, and this is the new word for you, early death. Early death means death at the age less than 5 years. So out of 4.1 million early deaths occurring globally due to air pollution. So see, the death rate is increasing in India because of the air pollution. So this is the data of, this is the figure of globally, means this data represent the death of world, all over the world because of air pollution. But out of 1.1 million of death occur in India alone. So see what are the disturbing figure representing for us. Next, children, the Global Burden Study 2017 reports that premature death, I already told you about the premature death due to neonatal disorders, right? What do you mean by neonatal disorders? So children, neonatal disorders means the abnormal conditions of a newborn child, right? Now you must have understood what is neonatal disorder. So it is the abnormal conditions or abnormal situation of a new baby born, means the new baby born is not behaving abnormal, means he is not fully healthy. So a GBD means Global Burden of Disease study, which take place in 2017, reports that premature deaths due to neonatal disorders tops in both, means India was top in both the years. In 2017 India was on top, and in 2017 was also top, and it is not declined from 2005. So from 2005, the premature death due to neonatal disorders was top in India alone, and it is not declined since 2015. So children, with this point we have to come to the end of the topic, and we also come to the end of the video also. So now we have covered the third last chapter of Indian economic development, infrastructure. I must hope you have all understood all the points related to the topic. So that's all for this video. See you in the next video with the new topic. Till then, take care. God bless you all. Thank you for watching the video.